What's up, everyone? This is King McClure here with King's Court, very first episode. Happy to be here. Have a very special guest, but we will get to him when we come right back. Welcome back. Like I said, very first episode. Have a very special guest, my guy. Played with him at Baylor, argued with him at Baylor, debated in the locker room a million times with him and Freddie Gillespie. Obim OKK now with the Indiana Pacers as a player development. Obim, how are you doing today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me, King. You know that's my guy. I'm rock with you 10 out of 10 times, bro. For
sure, man. We go way back. Honestly, Obim is the reason for me even doing this show because locker room debates are literally the best thing in the world. Yeah. Like, everybody wants to talk sports. Every hooper I know loves to argue in the locker room. So let's just do it in front of people now, right? Sure. Let's give a show rundown. You get a 1 minute open, I get a 1 minute open, then we open it up for debate once Jack gives us the topic. So with that being said, Obim, you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Jack, give us the topic.
If you're the Celtics, who's your number one guy? Jayson Tatum or Jaylen Brown?
Okay. I like this one. Obim, 1 minute to open up.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I think that's the easy option. To me, easy. Jayson Tatum, you take the 6'10 guard. You know, not many 6'10 guards is running around in the NBA. Even how good as the NBA is, you don't have a lot of Jayson Tatums running around. I love Jaylen Brown. He's super efficient, super good player. Just not Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum has superstar ability. He's probably going to end up being a top 10 player, and he's way better in the playoffs than Jaylen Brown has been in their like 4 seasons together. Also, Jaylen Brown is hurt way more than Jayson Tatum. Even though Jayson Tatum looks like he's getting hurt more, Jaylen Brown's the one who sits out more often. He missed the entire playoffs last year, and Jayson Tatum was out there balling, even against the Nets team that should have won the championship. So that is why I think Jayson Tatum is the better player. Bro, I don't even need numbers.
Bro, you said easy option?
Easy option.
And you said top 10 of what?
He's going to be top 10 in the league in the next couple of years.
Okay, well, my turn to get my 1 minute open. We're going to give you this open. My turn to get a 1 minute open. So I'm going with Jaylen Brown, and I'm not going to say it's the easy option, but I think it's the better option. Why? Because I think Jaylen Brown is the perfect example of a two-way player that will produce winning in the NBA. I think that Jayson Tatum, as good as he is, I think we're really seeing how good he's going to be. I mean, he's a scorer, but what more can he really do other than score? Like, he's not going to play defense. He's not going to impact the game like Jaylen Brown will. And I think Jaylen Brown, given the opportunity, can score just as well as Jayson Tatum. We saw glimpses of it when he dropped 50 with the win against Orlando. But I think for so long, Jaylen Brown has been playing Batman to Jayson Tatum, and he hasn't really found himself. So we really have no idea of what his ceiling is going to be until he gets by himself, until he becomes that number one guy, because he's been number 2 for so long.
Do you think Jaylen Brown could be a number 1 option on a championship-winning team?
Well,
that's what I feel. Do you think he could be a number 1 option on a championship-winning team?
I think, yes, give it some time. I think he could be. I think he could be consistently right now he's averaging like 24 points, 24 and like 6. Yeah. So I think
they both take 20 shots a game.
But Jaylen Brown is, when it comes to defense, Jaylen Brown, for those 20 shots he's taking, he's getting the back on the defensive end because he's taking 20 shots, but he's also going to guard LeBron or going to guard the other team's top wing, right? Mm-hmm. Jayson Tatum is not doing that. Jaylen Brown, for me, is like a more of a two-way guy, and I like to win, and I think Jaylen Brown is more of a winner.
When you talk about winning, so there's 2 games, the last two of the last 3 games. When it came to winning time, they gave the ball to who? Jayson Tatum. They gave the ball to him against New York. They gave the ball to him against the Pacers at the end of the game. They need to win. They need to score. They give the ball to Jayson Tatum. They don't give the ball to Jaylen Brown. That's just how I feel. They know who the better player is.
I don't think they know who the better player is. I think they've just given him that title and given him that role of, you're our number one guy, so we're going through you. Like, if I choose at Baylor, let's say Makai Mason on our team. Makai Mason was number one guy. So if the shot clock is running down, we're giving the ball to Makai. Even though Jared Butler was on that team, I was on that team. Like, you're still going to give the ball to Makai Mason because he was the number one option, right? So I don't think that they know Jayson Tatum is the better player. I think that Jaylen Brown is just the second fiddle. So Jayson Tatum has been ordained that number one player, so they give him the ball at the end of the shot clock.
I'm going to give the ball to the 6'10" dude who can get any shot he wants over the 6'7" guy who doesn't really have wiggle. I'm just saying, he can get any shot he wants. You know that. That's true. That is a fact. He can get any shot he wants on that court. Against Brooklyn, they threw the kitchen sink at him. He had 50 in a playoff game. I've never seen Jaylen Brown have 50 in a playoff game, and that is a fact. In a playoff game on the road, no less. Not even at home. On the road, he had 50 against KD and the Brooklyn Nets.
So you mean to tell me that Jayson Tatum can be your best guy and win you a championship? Yes,
he can. He's a top 10 scorer in the league right now.
So he can be your best guy and win you a championship.
Yes, he can.
You don't need anything else around him. He's the go-to guy.
You gotta build like defenders and stuff like that. But he could be your best guy and win a championship.
So what would be the ideal type of Batman for Jayson Tatum?
You need to get him a true point guard. Here's my thing. I don't think you should break them both up. I think they have enough talent to win. I think you need like a Ricky Rubio as a point guard instead of a Marcus Smart.
A Ricky Rubio?
You need some. Yeah, he's gonna get them the ball.
Like Ricky Rubio.
Yeah, Ricky Rubio. I'm telling you, Ricky Rubio.
Oh, Ricky Rubio. What?
The Cavs are good because of a Ricky Rubio helping out Darius Garland. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to get those guys the ball. He's not going to take shots away from those guys. Marcus Smart shoots like 12 times a game.
But Marcus Smart is also playing defense. I don't care what type of shot you're taking as long as you're locking up.
I want Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown shooting the ball. I don't need Marcus Smart shooting the ball. I don't need Dennis Schroeder coming off the bench shooting the ball. I have Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I don't need nobody else shooting the ball.
But Dennis Schroeder is arguably, who's better, Dennis Schroeder or Ricky Rubio?
I mean, depends on what you want. On that team, I want Ricky Rubio. I want him to pass the ball. I don't need nobody to score.
So if you get rid of Jaylen Brown and you bring Ricky Rubio, and it's Ricky Rubio and Tatum, that's good enough to win you in the East?
Jayson Tatum is playing ISO basketball. What if Dennis Schroeder eats up space? He don't make threes. He's not making threes. You know what I'm saying?
So you mean to tell me that he's that good of an ISO player for him to win you a championship?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
It's hard to win a championship. No less. Let's get down to it. You need two superstars to win a championship. Jaylen Brown's not a superstar. Neither is Tatum yet. But Jayson Tatum's going to be a superstar before Jaylen Brown is.
That's because Jaylen Brown. And so if Jaylen Brown has his own team, do you think that they both can be superstars?
I don't even think they make the playoffs if Jaylen Brown's the number one option. That's how I feel. I don't think a team you can put him on a team where you think he would be the number one option. They're not making the playoffs.
Not making the playoffs?
Not making the playoffs. I don't like you put him on. Tell me a team you'd be number one option on.
Well, if you take Jaylen Brown off of the Celtics the past few years, I don't know if they're as good as they are. I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs either.
Jaylen Brown was hurt last year.
Okay, well, maybe
the
years he wasn't hurt every single playoff. I'm talking about the years where Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum was healthy.
He was hurt at the end of the year. He missed like the last 20 games.
I'm talking about when they're both healthy. That when they've been healthy, I don't know if they're making the playoffs without Jaylen Brown.
It's like you don't know, but you know for sure they're not making playoffs if they don't have Jayson Tatum.
Okay, you have a point. You have a point. But what I'm saying is Jaylen Brown is still the second option. So because he's the second option, we don't know what he can do when he leads.
It's like CJ McCollum. He's a very good second option. If you put CJ McCollum on his own team, you do not know what you're going to get from them.
I don't care what you say. I don't think any guy that can get you 50 in a game can be a second option. And average 24 can be a second option.
Terrence Ross has had 50 in a game before. 50 in NBA game.
Okay, you know what?
Anthony Simons had 43 the other day.
Maybe you have a point right there. Maybe you have a point.
Yeah,
I retract that statement. But if you have 50 and you average 24 still, I really think.
Karis LeVert had 50 against Boston. Jaylen Brown was guarding him the whole time. So that
Man, you pull up the film. Pull up the film, Obim.
I will pull up the. Hey, look, I've seen Karis LeVert literally have 50 on Boston, and they were down most of the game. So I talked to him about this the other day.
So that 50 was on Jaylen Brown.
Not all of it, but Jaylen Brown was guarding him. He was a two-man, and he was getting guarded by Jaylen Brown.
Listen, some guys just get hot. But what I'm saying is, Jaylen Brown, we don't know what he can do when he becomes the number one option. And I do think, maybe not now, okay, maybe if he gets his own team right now, depending on the pieces you put around Jaylen Brown, I still think that Jaylen Brown in a few years will be great enough if he gets his own team to lead a team to the playoffs.
I think Jaylen Brown's better as a catch and drive player. He's not a shot creator like that.
Yeah, he's better suited when.
Yeah, you're right. He's better suited when he catches the ball. He has space. And he can go downhill very quickly. Jayson Tatum doesn't really need much space. He's gonna make that's why he's less efficient. He takes harder shots because he's a better player. The better players take harder shots.
Goodness, define better player. What do you want to do? Do you want a guy who can give you 50 or a guy who can win? What do you want?
Jayson Tatum's a better player than Jaylen Brown. Like he's 6'10".
But what makes him a better player?
He's 6'10".
He's not 6'10", Obim.
Okay, well, how tall is he?
He's about 6'8". He's about 6'8".
6'8", 6'9". Okay, he has better handle. He's a better dribbler. He's a better scorer from all three levels. He can score from mid-range three and at the rim. Only thing I'll say about Jaylen Brown is
start checking some stats, man.
Jaylen Brown's a better defender.
So, okay, hold on, time out, man. You about to make me look up the stats, Bim.
Look at the playoff stats. Jaylen Brown
I'm looking at this year.
Jaylen Brown averages 7 less points than Jayson Tatum in the playoffs.
Listen.
And Jaylen Brown's been on the team longer.
Listen, let's put up the stats real quick, man. Because this is what you're going to make me do. You're going to make me put up the stats. So, Jayson Tatum is averaging 25.5 points per game. 8.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. Jaylen Brown is averaging 24.2 points per game, 6.6 rebounds, and 3 assists per game.
So he's less than every stat.
But 25 and 24 pretty much even.
Okay, but he averages 2 rebounds and they average the same amount of assists.
6.6, 8.5. Okay, yeah, 2 more rebounds. Okay, cool. That's pretty much even. Those 2 rebounds don't account for anything.
God,
so what I'm saying is they're pretty much even players. But the only difference is Jaylen Brown can play defense. I'm not lying. This is what the stats say.
He just can't play defense. He doesn't. It's like Trae Young. He doesn't play. Well, Trae Young can't. He can't and doesn't. That was a bad.
So you're saying Jayson Tatum just doesn't play defense?
Yeah, I think Jayson Tatum tries in the playoffs.
So then how are you supposed to win with a guy that doesn't play defense?
I don't think regular season, me personally, I don't think regular season defense matters one-on-one. I think team defense matters.
No. Time out on the play. How are you supposed to win with a guy that doesn't play defense?
Because he has Robert Williams and Marcus Smart to do that, and Jaylen Brown. I don't need to play defense. I got 3 other guys who are playing defense. I'm trying to go score. You know how the NBA is like that. You know the NBA is like that. Let's not act like they protect the worst defenders on the team. Like Bogdanovich on the Jazz, they protect him on defense because they know.
Coach Drew would be very disappointed with you right now.
But in college, let's be fair.
You came from a program with defense.
Yeah, I know.
So then for you to sit up here and choose an offensive player over an offensive player who's averaging the same stats, but a way better defender,
You're first of all, you're too invested in regular season. You know we don't judge players by regular season. Let's get that out the way. We judge players off playoffs. That's why that's why they kill Paul George, because it doesn't matter what he does in the regular season. If he doesn't show up in the playoffs, he gets killed. The same thing they said about James Harden. Everybody loves James Harden in the regular season. In the playoffs, he doesn't show up. And that's one of my favorite players. But the narrative is about the playoffs when it comes to these players. At the end of the day, the better player in the playoffs is Jayson Tatum. And that is a fact that we can't argue. It's all about the playoffs.
Okay, you're right. It's all about the playoffs. But I feel like still regular season habits tend to lead towards the playoffs. Incorrect or correct?
I agree that some habits definitely last in the playoffs. But if I'm guarding Kevin Durant, if Jayson Tatum's like, I got to guard Kevin Durant, I don't think he's out there just going to not try. You know what I'm saying? He's going to give you effort. on defense in the playoffs. Now in the regular season, KD probably gonna have that easy 40. They're probably gonna switch a lot. Like he's gonna be lazy switching, but in the playoffs, a lot of stuff gets tighter. Think about it. In conference and non-conference, you can run whatever offense you want in non-conference. And you come to conference, you play the team the first time, the second time it's all taken away. And you know that's true because it's different when it comes to like crunch time in the end of the year.
It is different, but if I can play hard all season, the regular season, and get that 3 seed as opposed to getting a 7 seed,
for sure,
it makes my playoff run easier.
No,
Therefore,
for sure. I agree with that.
Why not go with the guy who's going to help you get that higher seed as opposed to a guy who is going to give up 30? If you're scoring 40 and giving up 25, honestly, I really don't want you.
You're crazy. Because I want James Harden.
Crazy.
James Harden. I want James Harden on my team. I'll tell you that.
James Harden? Man, that's a whole other debate. We don't even want to get into that one. That's a whole other debate.
40 giving up 25. Who averages 40 and gives up 25? James Harden. Does he not? Does he not? And in his Houston Rockets year, he averaged like 36 points per game, probably give like 25. I want him on my team, bro. Like that's how I feel. I want the guy who's putting the ball in the basket. Because at the end of the day, when the going gets tough, you need people who can put the ball in the basket at a high degree of difficulty. And Jayson Tatum is the best player on the team for that.
Listen, we're just gonna have to agree, disagree with this one on this one. But with that being said, okay, we've gone about 10, 15 minutes. Jack, we need to figure out who won this debate. Who are you siding with?
Now, I'm a big Jaylen Brown fan, but Oben won that debate pretty
Oh,
easily.
my.
Thank you.
Like, I'm sorry, but it's pretty clear.
Oben beat me today. Oh,
hey,
my
man,
goodness.
I want to know. And if you ever beat me on this podcast, I'm keeping that record up. I don't care, man. I'll take it.
I definitely have to invite Oben back on because I cannot go outside like this.
It's all right. It's all good, man. It's the first time. You feel me? It's not like I ain't lose too much in them Baylor arguments either, though, you know?
Bro, you definitely lost in the Baylor arguments, but it's okay.
I ain't lose too much, though. Maybe like 2 times. You got to bring Macy on this page, too, because you know I'm at his head, too.
Well, look, Oben, appreciate you joining me, man. Even though you beat me, I'm upset about this L. But I appreciate you joining me, man.
Of course, whenever, bro. It's all love, man.
For sure, you would definitely be back on here because I got to get my revenge. But anyways,
appreciate you, Jack. Jack, you the real one. You know, you can say he really listened. You know what I'm saying? He understood exactly what I was talking about.
Oben, you're still wrong. Anyways, thank you for tuning in, everybody. See you next episode. Hopefully I get a victory because I got cheated this time. It's okay. I'm gonna forgive Jack, but it's okay. King's Court, like us, subscribe, rate us, whatever you want to do. Much appreciated. Holla at your boy next time.